Welcome to another one of our happy places. Today we happen to be in one of the oldest wineries in all of Mendoza.
So we are currently staying at a hotel called Club Tapiz. I think we're going to show you around a bit, and maybe since we're here we should try some wine. So we are currently in the old winery, which is right on the hotel property. You can still come in and explore, but right behind me is this huge old tapestry. It was actually done by a local artist. And we just learned the word tapiz, which is the name of the hotel, actually means tapestry.
It's such a beautiful piece. I wonder what the story is behind it. I do see some wine incorporated into it. There's a glass of wine over there. There's some grapes around. But overall, it's just a really, really fascinating mural. It's beautiful.
And right above me here is this stunning chandelier. I think it's made of local leather and wood. And at the bottom, you can see a thing that hangs, and it actually has the name of the artist that did the tapestry. Maybe he did the chandelier as well. His name is Rogeron, probably saying that wrong.
And check this out, what's behind this cast iron door. There's wine bottles that are very, very dusty. And now I'm curious if there's any wine actually in those.
And you gotta come over here. There's actually these really, really incredible costumes. So I actually went and asked what this is. So the little silver things are actually coins. And back in the day, they used to, during the harvest, you would pick a bunch of grapes and then you'd get your coins based on how much you picked. There are 4 different costumes here and they all represent various aspects of winemaking.
So we just stepped in to where they used to make the wine, and boy do I wish you guys could smell this. The aroma from these giant wooden barrels is just so lovely.
And you did just say giant wooden barrels.
Yeah.
They're so big.
I can't get over it. Guys, there are so many bottles in here, and one interesting thing I'm noticing, they're all upside down for some reason.
So I think we learned that this is sparkling wine, and they turn them upside down to get the sediment to the top, and then they must open them up. I don't know.
I never really thought about the how they make sparkling wine before.
I don't know anything about sparkling wine.
So they don't actually make the wine here on this property anymore. There's another property for that, which we are going to towards the end of the video. But they do happen to make olive oil on this property. And right now, we are in the room where that happens. There's all these interesting machines. And I think harvest season happened a little while ago, but I think it would be very interesting to see the process itself.
Now in the main part of the hotel. It's a very small boutique hotel. I think there's only like 11 rooms, something like that. This is the living room. You can just come like hang out. It's a really, really beautiful room. It's great just to like chill out, read a book, or do some work if you have to. Something we haven't really talked about so far is how historical this place is. It was actually built in 1890 and it has been declared a historical building by the city of Mendoza, which I think might be a rarity because I know this region is known for earthquakes, so a lot of buildings don't last that long, and the city itself is quite modern.
And oh yes, here is the best part. Can you imagine yourself having this pool, nice lounger, vineyards in the background, the Andes are behind the clouds back there. It's absolutely gorgeous here.
It really honestly doesn't get much better than this. We are here in the fall, so today's a bit chilly, but yesterday it was super warm and we hung out here for quite a while. It was majestic.
So every night at 8 o'clock here at the hotel, there just so happens to be a wine tasting, and that takes place right here behind us.
It's actually a really lovely experience. You get to try a couple of wines that they do produce at the winery. And it's not too technical, so they'll pour a couple of wines, they'll tell you about it, but not too much. And then it ends up just being really social. So last night we met some people from Denmark, some Americans, and some people from Buenos Aires. So it was really cool. So right next to the wine tasting area is the spa if you want to get a massage or a facial. There's a full menu. There's also a hot tub and a sauna. Remember how we mentioned that they make olive oil right on this property? Well, it comes from these trees.
One of the best parts about this place is it has its own beautiful garden with so many options for veggies.
And I don't think we've mentioned yet the restaurant. They have a really beautiful restaurant right on the premises. It's very highly rated and the food is exceptionally good. And I don't think there's anything better than getting a fresh salad that was just picked that day from like meters away. By the way, if you are coming here, eat the tomatoes. They are so good.
Oh, they're delicious.
One last thing to show you before we head to the winery. This is our room. Come on in.
Well, first of all, you're going to see the bed right away. It is a queen-size bed, and I will say it is very, very comfortable.
It's very comfortable. We have lots of storage over on this side. It's kind of messy with all our stuff, so I won't show it to you.
Yeah, and then if we go this way, you have your vanity and your sink. It's just outside of the bathroom. Of course, you have your toilet. There is a bidet, and you have a beautiful, beautiful shower.
I'm pretty sure our taxi should be here any minute to take us over to the winery. We're going to get ready, and we'll see you over there. All right, guys, we've now arrived at the winery. I think maybe we do a tour, hopefully a tasting, but look how lovely it is.
I'm gonna walk inside here into what I think is the reception area. Ooh,
I can smell wine.
me too.
Try?
Yeah.
You see this this dust that you see around the fruit? This is not dust. This is the yeast that is going to ferment with the sugar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is natural. Of course, we do add a little bit.
It's tasty.
Good.
Yum.
The only problem is if you buy the seed, you know, because the seed has a lot of tannins and all that. But see how sweet it is?
Yeah, it's very, very sweet.
It's really nice.
Guys, you might notice there is a net on here, and they were saying that is to protect the vines from hail. I guess they get a lot of hail here. Also down here, there is a line, there's water in here, and basically they can control the amount of water that goes into the vines.
Look at this, guys. They just pressed the grapes. This is going to be Malbec 2018.
Oh, wow. Look how much wine is in there.
One super interesting thing about this winery is that they are organically certified and very, very environmentally conscious. So everything left over, all the crushed grapes after the fermentation has gone away, anything left over, I think you said, anything that looks like dirt, it's going to turn into compost.
That's so cool. I was just saying, like, I can't believe that we're lucky enough to be here during harvest, so there's a lot of action happening here at this facility, so it's really cool to see in person. So I guess right now we're going to be trying 2 different types of Sauvignon Blanc?
2 Sauvignon Blancs that were from the same vineyard but picked 2 weeks apart.
All right. Okay, Anna's got the newer one
I've
here.
never done this before, guys, to drink it right out of the...
never.
I don't know what that's called, the cats. Tanks, yes. Tanks.
2019 Sauvignon Blanc.
2018 Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh, wow.
Juice.
It's got a lot of like
Bubbles?
Bubbles, yes.
Oh, it's
bubbly,
like fizzy. Let's take a close look at it here. The color of it, huh?
Don't you find one of them a little bit sweeter than the other?
That one's sweeter?
Yeah, because this is younger.
Oh, this one's sweeter because it's younger.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
okay.
one started fermentation 2 days
Ah.
earlier.
Yeah, that one's sweeter.
So if you guys are wondering why the wine might look a little cloudy, it's just because it's not clarified yet.
Yeah, it takes some time to do that. It sits there and eventually it becomes a clear wine, I guess. I mean, it's obviously way more complicated than what I just said, but that's the gist of it.
So right now we're about to try what we were told the top of the line Malbec here. And can we just look at this? Look at the barrels. We're surrounded by barrels of wine. This is pretty cool. All right, here we go.
Ooh.
What a setting, surrounded by wine.
Okay, so a lot of the ones I've tried, I felt like the alcohol was really prominent. This, like, whew, definitely fruit forward.
Did we get the year?
2014.
2014. Yeah, let's try it out. I like the color of it.
Ooh, wow. Cherries? I feel like I taste cherries.
Yeah. Well, he said before it was some of the big fruits. Yeah, the big
Yes.
reds. And we're no wine experts, but
Yeah,
we do
but
know.
definitely like fruit forward.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Oh, you know.
They are very ugly. You see, they eat basically everything.
Why are there llamas here again?
Yeah, the llamas, they are a little bit of a sustainable program we have with the communities. The idea that hand labor here is typical from, well, the traditional population from the mountains prior to the Spanish arrival. So the idea is to work with the wooled llama of the llamas in the cultural centers and to keep the handcrafting typical of these cultures alive from one generation to another.
There's actually a baby one, and apparently he or she is a month old. It's very, very big. Anna's gonna try to feed her here. Her ears go back. Oh, he's ripping that out of your hand, huh?
Yeah, not polite.
Not very polite. I don't think we've ever been this close to llamas before. He was just chowing down on a whole bunch of leaves and grass that we were feeding him. And the reason they're in the fenced off area is because they're big fans of the vines and specifically the grapes. So gotta keep those guys in there.
That was a super cool day. The winery tour was really amazing. It was super personalized. It wasn't just for us. If you go, you're gonna get the same type of treatment. They try to do that for everybody. They don't like to do big massive tours for everyone, so you get that personalized treatment. We are here in harvest season, as we said, so that was extra special because we got to try like the different stages of the grape.
And it was awesome that we started at the hotel itself, and we showed you guys around, and then of course we ended up at where they are producing the wine now. And overall it was just a great experience, I would say. So if you happen to be in Mendoza, maybe check this place out.
Definitely check it out. Don't maybe check it out, definitely check it out. Yeah.
And in our last video, guys, if you haven't watched that, make sure to do so. We were taking a bus ride from Santiago to Mendoza.
And it was like the best ride that ever existed.
That drive was one of the best. I think it's considered one of the best in the world. It was beautiful and breathtaking. Still can't get over. In our next video, well, we're enjoying Mendoza so much, we were deciding to take it slow, and we don't know what we're gonna do yet, but we know we're staying here in Mendoza or just outside Mendoza.
So maybe we'll be trying more wine?
Yeah, exactly. And if you happen to be new around here, I'm Trevor, this is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the little bell for notifications that you'll get notified when our next video comes out. And if you got this far in the video, because it's probably a long one, make sure, it probably means you like it, so hit the like button and leave us a comment. It's the only way we know who's watching, if you give us a little comment.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah, all right guys, that's it.
From Mendoza, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.